Hello everyone and welcome to my channel again. Today again we are here to break down Mr. Spy and what is expected in tomorrow market and what could happen in this week also, right? So these are the couple of things I would like to discuss. However, in my past video I saw the market open as a gap up, which invalidated my entire setup in the past video. And that's why I always wanted to wait for, pre-market, because I usually give analysis for the day trade or for intraday trading. Um, for swing trades, I would started to make couple of videos, what I'm thinking. And that we can start, like I can start probably from the next week. So let's not waste more time. Let's focus what we have for tomorrow levels, and that is what important in the market. And if you are active trader or a day trader or intraday, then today SPY was very manipulative, and we have some setup, but those setups were really could just give us a good results, right? So one thing what we have to understand is that whenever we have a market as a gap up, right, or moves like crazy in the pre-market, then there is a good chances that that kind of momentum will stays, right? And why it happens, let's take a look. If you go back, right, in my the video I made it before the last one. In that video, I clearly mentioned that this 4 hour candle, right? This this 4 hour candle move was from 570 to 582. So 12 points. It means this particular candle was bought by some good institutional investor. When I say institutional, they are the whales of market, like a banks or something. So I advise in that video that if we gonna touch or see this of the low of this candle, if I the low of this candle was basically 571, but you can see the bulls appear right above a dollar, right above the a dollar. And that is where, like, they brought this entire market up. Started from here, right in the, so pre-market move occurred on the same day, right? The bears tested the low of, try to test the low of this candle, and this low of this candle showed that the bulls are still existing in the market. And on Friday they started to try to eat up all the bulls, where this seems like they, sorry, the bears. And where I can see this particular, they try to gap up here only, right? I mean, these two 4 hours candles prove that the buyers existing. It was a real buy what occurred here. It was a real buy, and the real buy shows again that I have a momentum to go and break everything up to here, right? But however, now take a look carefully here. So the momentum starts from here, 573. So now this is our new baseline. So whenever the market try to fall up to this line, we are sure that there is a good bull, sitting here, or the buyers is a buyer zone right now. Now the buyers are sitting right at this particular 573.20. So these are the levels right now, right? Below that we could see good fall up to 565, but that it did not go up to there. The bull shows above on this 4 hour candle, and they prove that they were real investor. It was not a fake buy from here. And bears try to test this and they failed. Now today when the market gaps up right in the morning, right? So market already, like this thing, right? I will show you what exactly happened. So the market gapped up over this 4-hour candle. Look at this one, which is 584.66, right? So, and then when the market opens up in the morning, it tested. So I have, it was a top of this candle. So obviously all bear positions was exhausted right in the pre-market. They eaten up everything. They eaten up all the bears movement, right? And the market open up right here around like 588. So obviously there was supposed to be a small pullback, and right above this candle we could have definitely see a buyers, because now they don't want this candle to be break, right? Bulls don't want to see below this candle, because if they get below this candle, below 584, right, what gonna happen? We will see started to see sellers again, right? So now this action they tried, right, the bears tried to bring it down below this candle, but they failed. So market makes the move instead of, like, as I mentioned before, when the bear says it's not working, they left and they let the control go over to the bulls. And bulls play their play. If you play their play as expected, they have to take the market up. But how much up? Today the possible target was like supposed to be 592, but what I am assuming, because tomorrow is Nvidia earning, and that the reason, like, we see some bears in the market, the bears, but they were not very active, and the bulls was not trying above 592, right? This, I'm talking about this particular top. Yeah, this particular top, 592.61. Bears never tried this level because, sorry, bulls never tried this level because they knew that lot of bears are sitting over here, right? So they were keep buying it. But if you look at the market until 8 p.m., right, this candle close at 8 p.m. This showing 4 p.m., right? The 4 p.m. starts and the 8 p.m. So this candle in the end we see some selling activity, right? It was kind of indecisions, not too many buyers and not too many, however it's green, but not too many buyers and not too many sellers, right? They try to keep it green. So in morning, what's going to happen now? What will be the market structure? So this is a bigger view of 4 hour which I given to you. So what I can say is, tomorrow first test will be this. Let me, 592. Second test will be this, the high of previous, previous high, where the market started to see sell off on 19th of May, right? So let me write down two levels for you which are very important. First is uh, 592, right, dot 61, and second is 596. If, yeah, if 592 cross, then we can easily see 596, right? And if we able to cross both, as I mean, if you go in previous video I told you, like 569, 96 if cross, then 599 week in 600 is in card. So two levels are very important for tomorrow. Keep in mind 592.61 and 590. If this cross hold 592.61, then we can see 596. However, failure of this particular level 592.61 can again break all this momentum and take the market to 573 or to 569. That's on 4 hour, but let's not take 4 hour, because sometimes moves we predicted, but because of low volume these kind of moves are not coming. So this is the target I can give you, where we see some buyers appear in the market today, right? So let's take the look again. Only today's market we have these two levels. Selling, I already told you, right? I mean, this zone 592 is a big good selling zone. 592.61 selling zone. Selling zone, okay? And 592 is a selling zone. And then 589, this they proved this particular support how many times? One, where it started to go back up. Two, and third time, like bears try their best, but if you look at it, it got a retracement up to 591 and then it was trying to go up. But as we see lots of selling in the past over here, look clearly, this is what I'm talking about. This entire level is very, very dangerous and very, very critical for tomorrow market. So bulls will try to, cross this particular level in pre-market. If they do and able to hold, then we will able to see new 596 will be the target. But failure of this level, I'm telling you again, because we have lot of bear gangs sitting here, they can bring this particular, this thing spy back to 586. That's the first level. If 586 does not hold, then we're gonna have 578. Okay, so two levels, 592.61 is very important as a resistance, and then first test will be 589. If they could not hold here, 585, 586, and then 578. So these we have room for these three levels because it came straight up and this is a gap, right? This big gap I'm talking about, right? This big gap is there now to fill. How they will fill, I don't know, but let's put the rectangle in this gap, and I'm putting rectangle here so I tomorrow when when the market opens and started to I would have this particular gap in my mind, right? This is mitigated, right? Little bit mitigated but not entirely. So they have not mitigated this part. They try to tap it. So once they tap it, then we will see started to selling, and they might try to we see selling up to 584 because at this particular level we see some small buy, not a good buy, but this buy would not be able to break. So the market will goes like this. In pre-market they try to break 592. Failure of this 592 can take this back to 5 because there's a good bears sitting over here. I'm expecting they can break it back to 589, 585. Try to consolidate. Bears will try one more try to fill this gap. Bulls may try to fill this gap. If failed, then 578. So 589, 586, and then 578. I am hoping this is how the market gonna play tomorrow. And tomorrow is Nvidia earning. That's another thing. So guys, what you not need to do tomorrow, I will tell you one thing. Right in at open, right? If you see it came as gap up, there is good chances we started to see selling right in the at the market open. Like look at this today market, right? The market opens right here 587 and we see selling up to 584. So $3 move was there, right? And then we stopped right here because below that there was a gap fill. So gap fill did not occur. So market will definitely come to fill this gap, which is between 581 to 584, or it opens up to here, right? It's a huge gap actually, but this try to fill up to here, but actually, yeah. So this gap from 584 to 581. So $3 gap is there, which market will try to fill on a bad day. Tomorrow, really not sure, or it can try tomorrow because I usually see whenever there is earning on Nvidia, instead of buying on that day, because no one want so instead of buying on that day they try to bring it down. So because today there is a chances that a lot of people might have opened the bullish position already on Nvidia or maybe the long leaps. However, the good time is tomorrow, it's not today. Anyway, so upper levels I have already marked. Just keep in mind again one more time: 592, 592.61 is the resistance level. Below that, first, if they able to break 589, then we can see 586. Below 586 and 589, we can see this gap fill and consolidation. If that did not work, then we can see 578. So guys, very careful and watch these level carefully. However, above 592, you can see 596. So nothing in the middle, right? Middle means like if you try to take any trade in the middle of the day, they will definitely crush your premium. Don't think more both side, right? I mean, look at the market structure and always trade safe. Okay, one more thing I wanted to say. I see we are very impatient. It's not just you, it's everyone, right? It's a human nature. So whenever you see the lot of selling comes, you try to jump immediately and try to buy and try to flow in that momentum that okay, let me get green, right? And sometime the market got reversal and immediately the entire position got wrecked. So to how to hold yourself in that situation, the only way I can tell you is that situation occurred when you try to get into the middle of the momentum, right? At that time they can do anything, like if they seize your position, they can immediately pull the knife towards your position, and which could be very bleedy, right? So you don't stuck in those kind of situation. Whenever the situation comes like this, wait calmly, and then like look for your support levels and then try to get in. So suppose for tomorrow, I know first support level this 589, I know sure, like it's definitely they will break. So very simple thing which I can tell you, if you do not know anything, just look for the previous day support level. So suppose we have this thing, right? The where's the support? 584.36. The previous day support was 584.36, and the day before entire day it was consolidating right over here, right? Which is 582. So this is how you can figure it out, right? I mean, look at this buy one, it breaks, come back, and then consolidate right at this level. But if you see, it's a lot of buy at this level, right? It's still 582, right? 582, 582. So whenever it comes back to 582, it bought. But eventually they able to successfully able to break this particular moment. All right. So, guys, just keep in mind for tomorrow, as I told you already, if the market in the pre-market open as gap up, then there's a higher chances they will try to break 592. But I am sure what gonna happen, the pre-market work as expected. They will test 592.61 and then bears will appear immediately. They will try to take this down below 589. If they will be able to successful, then what's going to happen is market will try to balance here 588, new resistance will be 589, consolidate, and then doom to 586. All right, guys, so this is what I'm thinking about tomorrow market. So if you like the video, please let me know, I would really appreciate it. Also in the comment, if you tell me like you want like you want little bit more these kind of stuff in the video, I would definitely try to include it. Yeah, you I don't really use technical indicator while charting, because those are all technical indicators are lagging. That is what the most problem I found with all the technical indicators. Because think about the indicators, right? You are using those indicators for your advantage, but they already knows this is the only thing you have to determine the market. And whenever you use those indicators, they can already fake you out easily, because you are using those indicators which their system knows very well that everyone will do this action. This is a predetermined actions, right? Whenever you do opposite action, that's where the trade, sometime goes green, right? So when you will win in the market, you will try to think differently. Differently, like whatever the people using the normal way, do not use normal way. I noticed from past 2 weeks, whenever it goes green by put, it's got immediately get green in the very next candle. I tested this because, and I tested with very small amount, right? And that amount always goes positive. So this is what daily you need to try something new. If you have some indicators, I don't know, man, how to explain, but trust me, those indicators are waste of time. RSI and VWAP and this and that. That does not make sense when market makes their mind already. If it wants to eat your position, it's gonna do it. Your all position are visible to them. What you're talking about, right? Your entire portfolio, your entire position, your daily buy and sell, right? They have a bots applied with your position, which is finding out your way of trading, right? That is how you trade, and that is why these days are it's so difficult to make money in the market, right? You have to be very quick, just do the trade and out. Okay, and that's the reason I am not making any swing trade video so far, because swing trade definitely can give you a money, but it's all depend how long you can hold, because in this environment, if I want to do a swing trade, I will take a leap at least up to 2027, not even 2026, 2027. Okay, all right guys, so on for today, it's that's it. As I told you, 592.61 is your resistance level. First support 589 and second support 585. Below that we will see a good fall up to 578, or this, or maybe this gap fill, this 582 to 584. All right guys, so please make sure you always have a BP available. Always buy only one position, do not open any trade for the bulk positions, because if you have a bulk position, you know you always try to run or escape fast by taking the profit. All right, all right guys, so once again I will say thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please like and comment, and let me know what else you wanted to understand. All right, thank you guys.